Schmoes Know presents HorrorFlix, a podcast covering all things horror, suspense, and psychological thrillers in the world of cinema. And now, here are your hosts, Cobster and Cody.
Greetings, horror fans, and welcome to another episode of HorrorFlix, a show in which we talk horror films because we talk fast, we talk to the point,
and you talk loud.
Sorry, I talk a little loud.
You're fine, don't you
got
worry.
headphones on this
I
time.
do have
so
headphones. It's very startling.
Yeah, no, that's
hear
cool.
myself speak. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the latest episode of HorrorFlix. You guys thought we forgot about you, didn't you?
No,
It's been a couple weeks.
maybe they did. Maybe they got a little worried. I got a little worried too.
Did you?
Yeah, well, we had some things come up. We got a little busy the past few weeks.
You decided to go to Orlando.
Yeah, I went to
and
Orlando,
go to
Florida.
Check out fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, good for you.
Wingardium Levioso.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Oh,
yeah, I
good
did some
job.
cool things for up there, and Warner Brothers really hooked it up. So big thank you to them because they're honestly like the greatest, the coolest people
They
I've
are,
ever worked
man.
with. They're so cool. I mean, we did Fresno
Yeah, we did
with
Fresno
them,
over
and
there with the Gallows.
we had a lot of fun. So they're great over there, and I don't know when you're gonna be seeing the stuff that I did for that, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'll be sure to share it out. But
Okay, fair enough.
we've been up to some really fun and exciting things, stuff that we
Really?
won't necessarily say yet.
Oh,
Because
those.
by the time
we can't talk about those.
yeah,
yet?
I think by the time this
we're
comes
making
out,
a porno.
dude, what
Sorry,
the fuck?
I couldn't help it. I was so
I told
excited.
you to
I was
shut
so
your fucking
excited.
mouth.
I was so excited.
You can take a dick in the mouth, but you can't say.
I'm
you have to.
sorry.
Anyways, no, we're not making a porno. Not yet. Don't get excited, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited. But we do have some exciting things coming out.
We do.
It may or may not affect this show. It won't.
It
We're still
won't.
gonna do
It won't.
HorrorFlix.
It
of course. We just episodes might not be coming out as regular as possible. Plus, we do want to have guests on here because we want to get other people's opinions on stuff. But
So we want to take our time to really
Yeah.
give you guys the best episode that we possibly can.
exactly, and not to mention this big thing that we have coming out. I don't know. By the time this comes out, honestly, the news might come out the next day. It's pretty exciting. We'll be posting it on our Facebook page and let you know what's going on. You guys definitely are going to like it because it involves a certain segment that we've done on here before. On a more
say what it is.
on a
Yeah.
more regular basis
Yeah.
and more in your face.
In yo face.
In your face.
In your faces.
So stay tuned for that, and we'll have more announcements to come. But hey,
What?
this episode we're
Yeah.
gonna be talking about horror cliches, man.
Ugh, such a cliche.
Such a cliche,
this.
right? I mean, there are so many.
This is gonna make it seem like we hate horror movies. Just
Yeah,
for this episode, but
I feel a little bad
Yeah.
because there are so many things, even in really great horror films.
There's still cliches in there,
There's
yeah.
still cliches. It's just a matter of how you go about doing the cliches.
look, there's gonna be those in every movie. It all matters on the execution of it, I think.
Yeah,
it's like
of course.
there's jump scares in a bunch of movies nowadays. Some
Yes.
people do it great. Some people,
Yeah.
most people do it pretty shitty.
Yeah, they do.
But that's true for a lot of the movies on the list. So
Yeah,
we'll
and
get to that.
even a lot of you guys who commented on the Facebook page, which, by the way, thank you very much for doing
Yeah.
that. And again, thank you guys for being patient on our episodes. We appreciate you guys. We love you all. But a lot of you guys brought up in our Facebook page that jump scares are the easiest ones to kind of knock on.
Yeah,
They
let's
really
get that
are.
out of the way,
We
really.
probably talk shit on jump scares. I think maybe every single episode.
pretty much.
I would think so. Just because, look, I mean, you're sitting there, it's quiet. It's uneasy to watch.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
uncomfortable.
and uncomfortable, but not in the eerie sort of like, oh,
No.
this is creeping me out. It's just you're kind of getting on your
It's just like,
toes and feeling
fuck,
antsy.
man,
It's
really?
like, why?
Yeah.
It's not entertaining. It
It's
isn't.
not entertaining. It certainly isn't scary. It's
No.
just startling.
Yeah.
Imagine there being nothing but peace and quiet, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and then, like that's what gets you. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean? Like,
think-
that's not scary to me.
Yeah, and I
I'm
think
sorry.
the misrepresentation of filmmakers, or at least guys that, or guys and gals rather, that do these jump scares are that they think that it is scary. They think that it's
It's really
fear
not.
driving into us. I don't get the process behind that because even some of them have to realize that this isn't working. But I think part of it is the movie going experience for horror films, that the general audience, like,
Unfortunately, nowadays, that's what
you
they're
know
used to.
what I
Yeah.
mean? That they're gonna go to a horror film and then they're gonna jump and be startled and then go to their friends after. It's like, oh my gosh,
Remember that one time we jumped
forest
together in
the
unison?
forest was so scary.
No.
Like, remember that time when she jumped out? Remember
Yeah.
that time when that loud noise happened? And so I think that's part of the problem with
You should
jump
get
scares.
credit for those scares. The freaking sound design.
Sound design, yeah.
Movie, man.
Mhm.
Oh,
You
man.
set it up, the tone, the atmosphere,
Who
then
needs a
silence.
script when you have loud noises? I mean, shit.
Boom. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's all up in your face.
So that's us talking about jump scares. We got that out of the way.
Yeah,
early.
we
That
move
was,
out of the way. But
yeah.
what to you is one that just a horror cliche for you that I know one.
Oh, I got a few. Here.
Yeah, I know you've got a few.
Yeah, I got one here. Let's start with one. Let's start with "It Was All a Dream."
Yeah.
It was all a dream. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
I don't like when they do this. You know what I mean? You have scary circumstances. What I
Yeah.
really don't like is when they do It's All a Dream, and then you think it's okay, fine, and then they go back to It's All a Dream.
Yeah,
Like,
that I mean, talk about like every single Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
No. It's not about
that's
shit.
like
Come on.
it's
that's the premise of those movies. I'm not talking
true.
about that.
Yeah, it's true. But you're right, because it's like, what's the point of everything if it was all a dream? Yeah.
It's frustrating. Yeah, that's
It
all I
is.
have to say about that.
I think one that did it pretty well. Like, I like horror films when they do the cliches of it's a dream, and they sort of twist it around and play with it. Like, I think a great example is 1408.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a really fun
great
example of where you think everything's fine and everything's going about, and then just shit hits the fan and he's right back in the room. It's just the room tormenting with him.
Yeah,
that's a good use of it.
That's a good
I think
one. I'll give him that.
one more recent that sort of fooled me was Krampus, when at the very end you think it's a dream, but he's actually like, you know, in the, like, one of those, it's like a lesson, like, oh, hey,
It's like, hello.
be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the
Click.
dream.
You know, terrifying movie Click. Really.
Oh yeah,
really.
that pissed me. Not a horror film, but still,
I know.
that ending
What
pissed
a
me off.
terrifying movie Click is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's see. We'll talk. We'll go racial on this one.
Oh,
We're gonna go
we get
racial. this one.
Controversial.
The
5
black
minutes into
dude
the podcast.
always dies.
Oh, good
Someone
one.
in our comments, try to find that. Someone did bring that up in the comments. Why does the black dude always die? I remember me and my friends.
I don't get it.
We would always watch horror films, and we would find horror films where the black guy survives, and there's very few that I found. There's a couple for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if one survives and one dies. If one dies, that's like that cuts it off. You know, Deep Blue Sea. Sorry, I know LL Cool J survives.
My favorite movie ever, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah, black guy dies. Yeah,
Shoot!
It's not. It doesn't even matter if it's a horror film. It's just movies in general. Kill the black dude. I remember I got so excited when watching Anaconda and Ice Cube survived, and I was like, yeah, chill, empowerment, motherfucker. And black dude survives. So I just don't get it. And a lot of the times I go to conversations with people and they'll say the black guy dies first. And that's not always the case. I think that was going around for a while, but it was just eventually the black dude was never like the hero. He was just someone in the background that eventually gets killed.
Yeah, I would like to see one be the hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I'm sure they've done before.
Yeah,
like,
they have.
Yeah.
Obviously they have before, but still it's like the black dude always ends up getting it, you know? Slasher movies are sort of the prime example. Leprechaun 2, Back into Hood, like it's just all black dudes. You know, it's just a weird thing that always happens.
So
like,
I'm
it's
trying to find this comment
unexplainable.
Here. You know what I really liked in Ben Begley's movie? I know it's a bit of a spoiler. But when the black guy survives at the end, it's like not even.
Yeah, not even
it's
addressed.
Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Or another one that I'm not really fond of, like, hey, what's that noise? Let's go investigate it. Hey, did you hear that? Oh yeah, let's go do that.
You know, it was a really funny commercial. Was it like Phone or something like that? When there's the group.
Oh,
the
group of
away,
kids.
they're like, why don't we just run to the broken car?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's a really.
Let's run through the hanging chainsaws and hanging tools for us.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing where you hear the noise and you're gonna go to it. I get it. It's like the movie has to continue forward, and they're like, oh, we got to get these characters in this situation somehow. So let's just create a stupid little thing and have them go towards it.
That just makes your characters. That makes you root for them to die, which I know you like to do in horror movies.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch characters die, absolutely. But when they go do stupid shit like that, it's like you fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, there's a blood trail. Let me go see what that is.
Let's go scope that thing out, guys.
I'd love to see just like a movie where a great example is Cabin in the Woods, where they do the cliches, but like they
explain them.
Yeah, explain them. So it's like let's split up.
Yeah.
When the scent, it's just the scent that they pour out,
so funny.
like right before they're like, well, we got to stick together, and then after, let's split up. He's like,
Yeah.
wait, huh? It's just funny, really funny and clever for them to do so.
All right, I got to talk about this one. I got to talk about my number one.
Oh, your number one,
Number
right
one.
off the
'Cause I
bat.
found a comment that agrees with me on Facebook.
Okay,
so
cool.
I got an audience with me here. When someone is possessed in a movie, cops are. They don't need to have black eyes. That's not
you hate
scary.
this.
It's in every fucking possession movie. Or anytime anyone is influenced by anything, or just possessed, or anything is just making
Black
them
eyes.
act differently. Their eyes have to be completely black. Why? I don't get it. It's not scary at all, ever. I think it's scarier if it's not. And I have a commenter here who agrees with me, Gustavo, good listener of the show, a long-time listener. Gustavo Bonostro says, so I think one of the worst cliches is one that Cody hates. Oh, he knows me so well. The black eyes that identify someone as possessed or as a demon or as evil. It is such a stupid cliche and it's never been scary. At least jump scares give you somewhat of a scare. It brings no creep factor or anything. It is needless. If anything, it makes me roll my damn eyes.
Yeah,
every time.
it does. Roll your eyes.
I'm rolling them.
Let them roll, not turn them black. I agree with you. There's no point to them.
It's not scary.
I mean, maybe they just think that's scary.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I agree with Billy Stroll here on Facebook who comments, and he said, I hate it when someone falls down for no reason other than the plot says so.
Or they break their ankle.
Yeah, this cliche is so bad that lazy film writers often have people fall down or tripping over nothing, which more often than not only is way their antagonists can catch your victims. Unless they have some supernatural teleportation power to bamf behind them, like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers in later sequels. That is very true. It's ridiculous that they just fall, and the worst part is when they fall and they look back at whatever's following them and like sort of like take in the situation. They're like, oh no, and then they wait for the last second to get up.
Ugh.
Stumbling buffoons.
Wasn't it in a Scary Movie when she's like, I want to just break my leg or something like
Yeah,
that?
I love it. There you go, Mr. Killer. I've broken it. I'm panicking. Yeah, I love that.
Oh no, I'm dead.
I hope you don't mind if I fake it. So good. They touch on a lot of the cliches too.
They do.
The same thing with what's her name? Not Pamela. Carmen Electra at the very beginning, where she falls down and then she falls down and like the dead body, the little, what do they call that?
Oh, like the outline. They outline the dead body at crime scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when she's running in the house, whatever. There's two signs. This is like safety here or like death.
Yeah.
She runs to death.
She runs towards death. I think it's a scary movie for a lot. I need
to rewatch that again. Looking back, that's such a smart movie.
I've watched it so many times. It's
so
before fucking 50 Shades of Black in Haunted House.
What happened to those guys, man?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I got another one here.
Go for it.
Scary children.
Oh, kids just not.
I just don't get why every horror movie recently has to have a bunch of kids acting weird and creepy.
True.
Okay, Children of the Corn, I get it. Whatever. That was creepy. But you got the Paranormal Activity franchise started it. You have Sinister. You have all this freaking movies that are suddenly taking this approach.
The Sinister one kind of took it. I was like, ugh. Especially the second one.
I didn't even bother with it.
That one sort of went downhill.
Ugh.
I mean, just kids. I think because the idea that kids are so vulnerable and they're fresh, and we've talked about that. That the idea of kid and their imagination is so wild that it could be used in a certain way that is scary. But when they're used as the antagonist,
exactly, it works when they're scared, not when they're the scary thing.
I think so too. Yeah,
that's complete. Yeah,
because you could just punch a fucking kid in the face.
You could,
and just shut up, get out of my face.
Even if it's possessed by a demon, you
can still punch it in the face.
The scale might be even a little bit, but you can still overpower.
So the motherfucker's gonna bite you. So what?
Exactly.
Just fucking throw him on the floor.
Yeah, sure.
I totally agree. Nicole Hamilton on Facebook says, "Sex, drugs, and other teenage stereotypes. That stuff can be fun, but usually does nothing to develop characters or build scares. The characters in the original Friday the 13th." Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Nightmare on Elm Street, she put these all in abbreviations, and I nailed it, are less motivated by the shallow things, and I think they're more relatable because of it. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you get the sex. That's another one that we can obviously talk about as well. Is don't have sex or you'll die. The ones who do drugs, the ones who get drunk.
Yeah.
Basically, just whoever wants to have a good time.
All the
in a
cool
movie.
kids in high school.
Yeah.
Is that who's writing these movies? Like nerds who are just jealous. Like I want to kill off the nerds.
I'm gonna kill off
the cool kids.
Cool kids.
Like not all kids have sex and do drugs and drink and all.
Well,
that
I
shit.
see that. I think the thing is that they touch on is them. They're doing all these things excessively. To the point where they're almost like abusing their own bodies.
Got it.
So that way, like, if they abuse their own bodies, who cares if they're going to die off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd like to see a horror film where they touch on that, where it's like they're having sex, they're doing drugs, but they're doing safer drugs? They're just smoking weed.
Doing a pot instead of like
doing
PCP?
pot? Yeah,
whatever.
maybe.
Right,
or, they're getting drunk and stuff. Like, I would love to, because
they have a beer instead of a shot.
There you go. Yeah, we can do that. Well, I'd love to see, like, them all drunk. And they're just dealing with it because I think
I would love to see that, like the killer standing outside the window. Oh, take a shot! Come on, take a shot!
Shit,
you're drinking beer.
Yeah.
Damn it! I can't kill you.
Yep. Okay, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah. Well, it's like when I'm thinking of that. I know they don't really touch on this, but you get drunk, and if something happens in front of you, if like you're about to get into a fight or you have to save someone's life, adrenaline kicks in. You sort of sober up in the last minute. They never do really touch on that. It's just like the people that are drunk or on drugs or they just had sex. It's just they get killed when they least expect it, when they're in bed, or like Freddy vs. Jason, like he has sex, he literally takes a drink of a beer, then turns around and Jason stabs him a bunch of times and then just smashes him.
It's a combination of them.
It's just a combination of all of that.
That's funny.
So yeah, I mean, it doesn't really do much. It's just, I don't know. I think especially the time of when those movies that Nicole named off, that was sort of the era what most kids were doing those days.
Yeah.
And I think maybe part of that, what they could have done was that they're touching on moments where you're most happy, you're most excited about life and enjoying it, and it just gets ripped away from you in an instant.
I get it.
You know, they're not being tortured or anything like that. They're just being killed right off the bat.
It's effective a few times. When you're doing that literally every movie, though, that's when it gets kind of tiring. Like, we get it. Okay, come on. Yeah.
Like a good example, a good example of how bad it could be, like the Friday the 13th remake. Like, it was literally every character was a cliche. There was the stoner, there was the whore, there was the jock. You know, I mean, it's fine to have those type of characters, and a great example, Cabin in the Woods, had those things, like verbatim, like exactly what the plot asked for. The virgin, the geek, the stoner, and all those things. And it works out in their favor because they're self-aware. Mm-hmm. So
I agree completely.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And I don't mind the cliches, especially if they are self-aware, or it just depends on who's revolved around the project that it will take in all those things. You know,
exactly. I got one here for you.
Okay.
I know this is considered a staple of horror films, but the whole final scare, like one last thing before the credits.
Fuck, I hate that.
Perfect example. The last horror movie I saw in theaters, The Forest.
The Forest did
that.
What
the fuck was up with that final
I hate
shot?
That. Mm-hmm.
Why? Why was that necessary? Why?
It's stupid. Every Sinister movie.
Sinister movie?
Yep, Mick Thompson from Slipknot just pops his fucking head in there.
It's like, before I forget.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or what's the other one? Even Insidious, movies that I really like. It's just
it's just it doesn't have to end like Paranormal Activity is another good one. The first one, at least. I know that one. The final shot of that still gets me.
We can get into the fucking stupid After Effects faces. Yeah. I don't get it. I think because it sort of breaks the fourth wall and ruins everything revolving around the movie.
The Exorcist didn't do that. That was a legit just ending of a story.
Just a pure ending.
Yeah,
That's part of the problems too, is that horror films never end.
That's true.
They just have either some kind of twist that will continue it because they're so easy to make that they can just make a sequel and just make more money off of that. So they never want to have a crystal clear ending.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah,
assholes.
That's all we want. That's all we just like. Even look at The Conjuring. The Conjuring had a safe, good finale. And there's still...
You know what I loved about the end of The Conjuring? They set it up to where you think there's going to be a big scare at the end.
And they don't
it's
do
not.
it.
It just ends right there at the one shot. Like, I thought that was incredible.
That was great.
Them. Like, everyone in the theater is like glued to their seat. They're like, oh, God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And nothing happens. I thought that was great.
That's even scarier because you're building up to it and you're like, fuck, okay, this stupid thing. And then nothing. And then look at them. They had a nice finale and they're still coming out with a sequel. You don't have to have a cliffhanger to have a fucking sequel.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
God.
Like first
Nightmare
on Elm Street, I don't mind, but the behind the scenes on that, they didn't want that to be the ending.
Was that like a reshoot?
No, I think just the producer wanted to have that. Like Wes Craven originally didn't want that ending, and so they're like, oh no, we can try to open it up for a sequel, and that's exactly what happened. Even all the way in the fucking 80s, they were doing this type of shit. Same thing with like Friday the 13th. I think Friday the 13th does it, but that was like a culmination of ending where it's a last jump scare, but then it was a dream sort of thing.
That's true.
So it was like a little mixture of both.
You can't really win there.
Yeah. So anyways, let's see. Paul Allen.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul. Do you like Huey Lewis in the news?
Every time, Paul. Every time. I'm sorry.
He says, I've gotten tired of the whole story where the child/kids see the demon first.
Okay.
I get why it works, but it's been done so many times that I feel it's become unoriginal. Yeah, that's true. Where it's the kids, and the parents just don't understand.
I was going to segue to my next one, where like the parents are always skeptical. They're like, "Oh, it's nothing, whatever." Yeah. Especially the father figure. That one usually is like, "This."
The dad is always the fucking villain.
Why is the dad the idiot?
I don't understand.
What I mean? Like, come on, guys can be smart sometimes.
The one that surprised me, and I wasn't big of a fan of it, was Insidious 3. Where it was just the dad, and he was skeptical at first, but then he starts kind of coming around and believing it. But a great example, The Conjuring, again, bringing that one up. I think it's because the wife was the one who was in peril of it, but they didn't really tackle that cliche as much.
The dad wasn't like, this is stupid, I'm not going to believe this for a second. Like, he was just away when most of the shit happened. Yeah. So when he came back and experienced it for himself, he was like, holy fuck, this is real.
Yeah, and you can't fall in love with your characters if they're constantly being an asshole.
Yeah,
I hate that. It happens so many times, and I get it because you want to think logically that someone is going to be a skeptic, but I think the way you handle that person being a skeptic is is just whether or not you could be entertained by the movie or just be annoyed. Because a lot of the times I'm annoyed when a character is constantly bashing on something, even though there has like been physical evidence. Like even the Paranormal Activity movies, the dad.
Oh, I hated that.
That
we
dad.
have literal footage of this happening.
He's like,
it's nothing.
It's the fucking wind, kid.
Yeah, it's the AC.
Go do your books.
Whatever.
Jeez.
Fucking dumb. Whatever. I got another one. You ready for this?
Yeah, go for it.
Any fake scare involving a cat, a bird, or any sort of wildlife, or anything in particular that's not scary, that kind of jumps out and scares you, pisses me the hell off. I literally go like, come on! Like, I get fucking furious, man.
There's no point. I mean, it's just to add another level of scare.
Remember the one in The Woman in Black? When he's like walking in the room and then the bird flies out. What the fuck's a bird doing in the cabinet? Like, come on.
I don't like it when birds flap.
I don't
like that.
Flapping birds.
A cool example. Did you ever see the show Supernatural?
No, everyone always tells me to watch that.
It kind of derailed for me.
Okay.
Like I lost track after a while.
Yeah.
But there's a great episode where one of the characters, Dean, something happens. He's like cursed to where he's scared of everything, and so they're going in. They're closing in because they're like these two. They're sort of like private detective kind of guys, but they're private detectives for supernatural shit. So they're looking for demons to kill him or whatever, and they open a cabinet and it's just a cat that just like jumps out. It doesn't really make any noise, but like Dean screams like a little girl really loud. I have to show it to you later.
Yeah,
it's really fucking funny.
All right.
Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, Marcus Pinkney was the guy who says the token black guy dies first.
He found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tripping and falling says Jarrett. Wow. Remember that Jarrett Teo
You can do this.
Jacobs.
Okay.
That probably was not that.
Okay.
Andrew Thomas says one word, the. Maybe like.
Does he mean like in
maybe
the
in
title?
the titles? The something? Maybe.
The.
James, I don't know about that. Yeah, I think maybe the. Yeah.
Okay.
James Joseph Lister just says, I think this sums it up pretty well. And it's just the scene from Scream where Randy is explaining all the I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All those things. Even in today, like when I hear people say I'll be right back, just
like,
in regular person, like, oh, okay, I guess not. I brought something up earlier is like the stupid After Effects faces.
Yeah.
It's just, especially in Grave Encounters, those just when there's just. The mouth opening wide, the mummy sort of opening wide, short
Paranormal
shot.
Activity does that too.
Yeah, towards the very end of every single one. How about like when the villain can't die?
Yeah,
you can never kill the villain.
I get it. It's scary. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you just can't stop it. Whatever. But like,
there's got to be something.
Come on.
There's even like
even
Freddy.
in The Exorcist,
Freddy
they
has
won,
a weekend.
You know what I mean? Like they beat the demon in The Exorcist in a
a
fucked up way,
very dark way.
but they ended up beating it. You know what I mean? Like,
if you really think about it, that demon doesn't. I mean,
That's
just
true.
It just goes away.
they solved the plot of the movie though. Is what I'm saying. Like,
That's
they
true.
saved the
Yeah,
girl.
they do solve the plot of the movie, and of course they have sequels for that one. But
That's true.
we can ignore that. They don't have to really exist for us. But like, I think one of my favorite examples of to be able to kill the villain is Broken Lizard's Club Dread, where they fucking stab him, they tear him in half, they do all these things, and they just still
at the end,
never
his
kill
legs
him.
are still like flapping towards the boat.
Yeah.
He's
It's
still
just
kicking.
so fucking stupid. Oh man, that's so funny.
Club Dread's one of my favorite comedies.
I love
that
even
movie.
in Jason X, where they're like, we've hanged him, we've blown him up, we've done all these things, we've even tried to freeze him. Now we're gonna send him to space. We literally don't know what to do with him. Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
You know a movie I watched recently that actually had a lot of jump scares that I didn't realize?
Made in Manhattan.
No.
Okay.
That's a great movie, though. I've never seen it.
It's not
The
good.
Descent. I recently watched that for the first time in a while.
I haven't seen it in a while, but
very
it's
long
good.
time.
Yeah,
But that movie's actually full of jump scares.
Is it?
Yeah.
Effective ones, though, for the most part, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just because the environment and stuff. Because there's a great build-up for that movie for the first 30 minutes. And then, once the darkness and claustrophobia kicks in, that's when it starts to gets a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's when I love they have some silent ones. Silent to not loud, bombastic music, but just moments where you focus on it and then someone's like, that's that kind of jump scare. They have a lot in there.
Still effective.
Okay. Let me see. I have a list.
Oh, I got a big one here. The fucking medicine cabinet slamming shut, and there's one behind, or like you're looking in the mirror.
Oh, okay,
then you close
yeah.
the medicine cabinet or whatever, or you move a door and there's someone standing behind you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Rob Zombie. Okay, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
I want to say both the Halloween remakes and the
that.
Friday the 13th remake had
Have that shit?
Yeah, I was so pissed when I saw it.
Yeah, or part of that going off of the mirror is when they close it and then their body moves, but their body, their reflection stays where it's at.
Yeah,
it's just like Stupid.
Ugh.
Why, Cody?
That's just the theme of this episode. Why?
Why? Let me see. I love this list because this one says, "Don't ever ask for directions." No, that wasn't the wind. Have I made it clear that this killer is crazy? Oh, the shoulder grab.
Oh,
the shoulder grab.
Yeah, you see the hand come out.
It's just POV, and then you scared me. Gosh.
Oh, stop it.
What do you think goes on in someone's mind when they're going through all this stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, how about when like just people are automatically great at shooting?
Oh, yeah.
Like they've shot guns before. Oh my gosh. It's a terrible movie. House of the Dead.
Stop bringing up that movie, man.
Both just fucking does not understand logic. Just nothing about it. But it's so funny because they're just a bunch of random kids raving, and all of a sudden they're fucking marksmen for the military, and they know how to shoot machine guns. There's no kickback to anything. A girl in like a USA onesie just fucking knows how to shoot a 12 gauge.
That's what they teach you
easily. Yeah, that's how they teach you when you become a stripper. Oh my gosh.
And I got one last one before we wrap it up here. This is more of a recent one, but like you hear something, like a kid hears something, right? They look under the bed, and it's all this tension-filled thing. They look down there, and nothing's there, or whatever. They're like, oh, thank God. They turn back up. Whoa, there's something in your face!
The fake out.
So sick of that shit.
The fake out. See, I would just rather them have it do straight up under the bed.
Yeah.
Instead of just fooling you, boom, boom. I want to see one where it totally fucks with you.
You know what scene's really scary? Not in a horror film, obviously, but this one always creeped me out. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Are you talking the
he's
book?
Got his book of monsters or whatever. When he goes under the bed and he looks at it and you see
spider.
it sitting there, and then it comes after him. It's like, that's really fucking creepy.
I was literally thinking about that, but I was like, I'm not gonna bring that up.
No, it's going. Yeah,
you fucking brought it up.
I did.
Jerk.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie too.
Expecto Patronum.
It's a great one. It's a great spell. It's really hard to do, dude.
It is.
Yeah.
You try with your wands that you got at Harry Potter
I did,
World?
yeah. I gotta show you them. You haven't seen them yet.
Your wands.
Oh, I'm gonna show you my wand,
Please
dude.
show me your wand.
I'll let you stroke my wand a little bit.
I want to see your wand.
Yeah, this was a quick, fun little episode, guys. Obviously, we don't want to like bash on horror films way too much.
No, we love these things.
No,
we
love
these podcast about them.
But we had this was pretty fun talking about all these cliches.
You gotta open yourself up for criticism every
now
and then.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Be sure to tweet out to us and hashtag at HorrorFlix and tell us some of the horror cliches that you guys dislike, and maybe we'll have just a little dialogue back and forth.
Yeah,
appreciate you guys listening in on this. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Get us up there in the charts. We'd really appreciate that. Cody, where can they find this on YouTube?
On YouTube, on the Schmoes Know podcast channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a like, comment, start up a conversation. You can find me on Twitter at @TheRealCodyHall.
You can find me on Twitter at Copser15.
And our Facebook page. Did we talk about it yet?
Yeah.
We read off your comments. We read them off every episode. Yep. So keep commenting on there and keep on the lookout for our posts.
Yeah. Go to HorrorFlix. I think it's facebook.com/HorrorFlixShow on Facebook. Give it a like. Find out all your stuff from us, and we'll keep you updated on that. And we appreciate you guys. We love you all. Stay horror crazy. Horror crazy.
Horror fashion crazy?
Horror crazy.
Okay.
Horror crazy. I'm not
Okay.
calling anybody horror.
Okay.
Except you, Cody, because you're a fat,
I'm a dirty
filthy little whore.
I'm going to stroke your wand. Hey guys, did you like this video? I'll wait for your answer. Great. Anyway, if you want, there's more B-Team shorts over here. There's some podcasts and even some behind-the-scenes videos to check out. So go ahead and click those, and I'll wait here patiently.